Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Peace, peace, and divine love. You are tuned into Tapped In Talk Radio. Yes, so peace and love. You tuned in to Tapped In Radio. I am Osaranga, one of your co-hosts for this show. We also have Tanisha in.
Hey everybody.
And
another day, another dollar, I guess you could say.
And we have Champ.
What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody.
And we have two special guests today. To my left, we have Lavender. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I am Lavender Emily, and I'm just really happy to be here right now. We're here to tell a little bit about my story and, share a little bit of wisdom with y'all. And that's kind of what I'm here on this planet to do. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Shay. And then we have the beautiful Tylese.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Mom.
All right. So, today's show is about awakening spiritual gifts. We're going to just go ahead and let Lavender tell his story about the awakening of his spiritual gifts. So, how did your spiritual journey start?
I want to say it kind of started back in high school. I was kind of in a rough place, but kind of enlightened. I had a friend of mine who was deeply involved with God, and she would pray all the time, and we'd always be talking about her conversations with God, and I just would be like, you used to be talking to them all the time. Like, is it fun? Because I didn't have that relationship, and I kind of was, like, thwarted off of that with, like, sexuality and stuff like that. So I kind of just was living my own life and kind of just believed there was something out there, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. And she kind of inspired me to, like, try to get re-involved. And I had this really, like, tough moment where I was sitting in my room, and I was like, all right, let me go ahead and, kind of open up the box and let me talk to God. And I kind of just like looked up and was like, I was ready to say words and nothing would come out, and it was just all this pressure behind my throat and all this weight all of a sudden on my entire body, and I just felt completely blocked and completely disconnected, and I just couldn't, like, I just felt like chained up. I was like, dang, it's kind of awkward. I really thought this was gonna be my moment, and I just sat there and cried. And I just felt so just like weird. And I don't know if it was later that day or another day, but eventually I came back around with more courage and just kind of had this deal moment of like, hey, I just feel like something going on right now, and I don't really know what to do and how to go about this, so I'm gonna need you to step forward, God. If you're really out there and you want to connect with me, and it's so important, you're gonna have to make yourself known and like kind of get me on board. And asking you shall receive is all I want to say on that, because it didn't take long for messengers, prophets, like little fortune cookies, people, Lyft drivers. I was like with my boyfriend, and he just like handed me a Bible scripture. It was like, oh no, not one of those types of people. It was just like, talking to me about God, and just, your energy sound really good. You just feel like a good person. I just know that you blessed. And there's another Uber driver that asked me about school, and he was like, I see this kind of light on you. Like, you just got this hand on your shoulder. Like, do you know God watching you? And I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, I know I asked you to step forward, but this is kind of weird. And it was just a lot of that. After like this is my senior year as well, so this is a very transformative like moment for me, and I'm kind of like opening up, and I'm going off to school, and I'm switching out my friends, and I'm really going through all this transformation. I remember I would walk to work, and every day I would see a butterfly. And that comes into my spiritual journey because I ended up meeting a psychic at a grad party. I was talking to her like, okay, I'm kind of into this stuff. I never meet it in person. I've always been obsessed with like, fantasy stuff since I was a kid, but I never really, any of that real stuff, especially with the whole like witchcraft devil. Like, I'm scared. Don't even get involved in all that stuff. But, she talked to me, and she talked to me about transformation. I mentioned like all the changes and stuff, and she herself asked me like, you see butterflies, or is that significant to you? And I was like, I see them every day. And she was like, you know what that is about? It's about this transformation and this metamorphosis. So you just keep doing what you're doing, and it was the first time she had mentioned aura color to me, but she was like, yeah, you just feel real purple. So I can tell that you have very high vibrational energy or whatever. And basically, a lot of that, a lot of prophets coming to me and speaking to me, and a lot of opportunities at that point opened up to me where I just kind of, had to learn to take risks. I feel like it was sharpening my intuition, because before I was really closed off and very like, I don't know what's going on, but it put me in this kind of mindset where just be open. Like before I would just, stay to myself. But now when I'm out and about, I play music. I don't always play it too loud because I just have the feeling like somebody just might walk up to me and start saying something. I just might have to, be this catalytic kind of experience with people. And it was the gift and experience of serendipity that started opening me up to like the flow and the language of the universe when you ask to receive stuff. So that was kind of like the beginning of me talking to God, and eventually I got into tarot once I got to college. Okay. I met people, and I met my first friend who was like into like witchery and into like hippie stuff, and was like come to my room, we could do like hippie stuff. And it was a couple of us. He was like we could start a little play coven or whatever, and I was like, you're really into this stuff, girl? And he was like, yeah. And it was high school, like, had Christian friends, so they were never really into it. So it was the first time being encouraged into like mysticism, I should say. And I got my hands on his tarot deck, and I did what's known as the Celtic cross spread. The Celtic cross spread. It was the big Celtic cross spread. And I remember I knew nothing about tarot, but I'm pulling my own cards, and everyone was looking at my cards because they kind of read or whatever, and they were like, ooh girl, do you know what you pulling right now? And I remember my first time hearing about the Empress or the High Priestess and stuff, they were like, those are real big, like, powerful cards, but I didn't know anything. Those definitely have come back in my journey now. Like, I'm very intuitive, and I'm very connected with divine feminine. That's what those cards kind of symbolize. But basically, after I got into tarot, I kind of was like on fire at that point. It was like my first reading for me was kind of good, and after that I started practicing, and people were asking, and it was kind of flying off the mouth. I didn't even get it. I kind of just connected to it and was like reading what the cards were saying and then talking to people, and the way of which I was weaving them together and telling them about their situations. They're like, I don't know, just the way you're explaining it to me is like enlightening me in a way of which I don't even understand how it's clicking like that. Like, it just feels like almost like Khan. Like, I don't know how you're saying it to me and it's making sense, but when I was looking at it, I had no idea what was going on. Thank you so much, Lavender, and it encouraged me to like, okay, I should keep doing this and get my own deck. After I got my own deck, which was that Christmas, like this is full through. It's like the beginning of the year 2019, no, beginning of the year 2018. Is this me? I'm so sorry, guys. Of 2018 was when I was like, God speak to me. And then going all the way into my senior year, graduating 2019 into college, all of that, like that was pretty much me opening more and more into my serendipity and experience with spirit showing themselves to me, and me opening myself up to witchery and mysticism. I would focus more on mysticism because I know witchery can be a very hot term for people. But after I got my tarot, I think is when things started like really firing off, because I was actually starting to meditate, and I was starting to really like shuffle the cards a lot. Because I was learning. I wasn't someone who would watch videos and teach me how to do tarot. I was learning through experience. So every single time I wanted to read tarot, it was, girl, you want to read it? Let's get into it. And I was just fire off at the mouth, and everyone was telling me, you're getting it. I was a very insecure reader, so it's not like I was doing this knowing that I'm hot shit. I'm doing this knowing that I got this in the bag. It was very much like everyone's reaction is telling me kind of where I'm at, and if like I'm feeling this, is this what's going on? It was happening right before my eyes, and with time it was just, okay, I have to be more confident. Okay, I have to go ahead and be more confident. And with each reading, it was getting more in depth. With each reading, it was getting more intimate. It was getting more like feelings and different, I should say, sensations and experiences. I remember my first time watching like a YouTube tarot, and one of them was talking like I'm getting these downloads right now, and I'm getting the chills. That's how I know I'm hitting it on the nose. Or something that was common, what they would say is like, my nose is tingling. That's how I know I'm getting it right. And I remember when I started feeling those sensations for the first time, and I was like, all right, y'all. I'm really out here. Don't. I know what's going on. So people be like, I don't know, Lavender. And I'm like, you can leave it if you want. I don't care. Like, I know what's happening. You can go ahead and go talk to your mans if you want to. But I'm telling you, girl, you shouldn't be talking to him. He don't want to talk to you.
Right? He don't really like you.
I'm telling you, girl. He like everybody. Let's just say that. So, yeah, and speaking of those YouTube tarot, that was very significant. Watching YouTube tarot is not for everybody. I wouldn't advise everybody to watch those and try to, become dependent on those, because they do have a tendency to become, entertainment, and therefore it can be a little addictive. Yeah, they're very generic too. People thinking they're getting personal readings from a general message. I was definitely there, got all caught up in the twin flame. Don't even play. So, but those YouTube readings helped me sharpen my discernment, because you picking those piles and you getting these messages that are like kind of hidden for you, let you know, my intuition knows what I need. And even now today, I'll still watch a YouTube reading when I feel like it, and I just know that pile, I feel it. I feel it, and listening to those readers tell me things about myself that I've thought about all my life, and they're like, yeah, definitely you. The types of readings I was getting my first year in 2020, I don't get those types of readings anymore, because it was just like, you needed to hear about yourself. Like, they were telling me jaw-dropping, matrix, like, cracking, like, bro, you're powerful. You are the white witch. You are here to change some shit up. You can pick the world up and pick it back down, and it's because God sent you here. Like, that's what you're here to do. You're here to connect with the earth. You're here to give out these messages. You're here to be this generator of like energy. That's what you do. And they were like emphasizing it so hard, because I was not going to believe these motherfuckers, because I am too humble for this. I can't. I can't. You can't be throwing 888 and 333 on my forehead like, you chose. I was very much like, okay, but how, who, me, how? Like, come on now. I don't know nothing about that. But again, through life and experience, I learned so much, and that's why I love doing readings, and that's why I love, channeling in general, channeling information and letting God speak through me. Channeling energy in general has helped me do so much stuff. Like, when I dance, the way I dance now is not how I was dancing before, because I would dance before based off of what I thought looked good. Now when I dance, I know it's one of my ancestors stepping forward, and we all getting jiggy right now. Like, sometimes I'm doing footwork and I'm literally like separated from my body, just like about to cry, because I'm like, holy crap, I've only seen this on my phone. I've only seen this on YouTube, and I'm doing it right now, spur of the moment, because the beat is good, because I just let go, and I'm just zoning into my third eye, and all of a sudden my body is moving, and I'm channeling information when I'm talking to people, channeling music when I'm rapping, channeling just like energy when I like started exploring into practicing Reiki and stuff like that. Like, again, everything I know about myself was very much like God showed me a mirror, and everything I needed to see, he helped it be reflected back to me. That's why he told me, it was like, that's why you have this kind of influence and this effect on people, so that they can mirror back to you what you are, because you're not seeing yourself. So I put these people in your life to react to you, so you see you as you are, because you're not getting it. Right, to build some confidence in yourself. Yes, so then, you just radiate.
Yeah. I had a question for you, Kate.
Yes.
Lavender. There was a period of time where you decided to travel, right? You went on an actual travel from New York to California, winging it. I don't even know your source of transportation. Did you get on a broom? But nevertheless, tell us.
We were so worried, like, what's going on?
Your mom will be like, well, I'll just keep the cell phone bill paid, you can call. So what was that about, and how did that propel you forward more and help you get in tune with what you needed?
Yes, I will say, to kind of get to the end, a little bit of what I gained from that experience, that journey right there helped me really solidify into my intuition and into my connection with God. Like, regardless of what's going on outside of me, it's like, we here. This is very much, it's not something I'm trying to convince myself of, but this is very much like, even when you took everything from me and it was just me and you, I'm still watching the magic right before me. Like there was miracles every day where I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and I'm just walking on the beach, you know, it's not like I'm homeless or nothing, you know, just walking, talking to people, you know, just chilling. Now I'm at this party, you know, it's very serendipitous, but I'll get into it. Basically,
because you left college to do college to do that.
I did not leave college for this.
Okay.
It just so happened that while I had dropped out early that year, this had also happened towards the end of that summer. But I had dropped out because I just couldn't afford it. That like it just happened that it aligned with me also wanting to, you know, start working on my spiritual journey and wanting to open up my business and want to get into, you know, helping and counseling and all that stuff. But that journey in itself, I feel like, was a test. Again, it was. I feel like it was like a.
Was it like for your faith?
Yeah, for my faith.
Yeah,
It was, and it started out with again, like I said, that journey helped me sharpen my intuition and my discernment, and that's exactly how it started out. That journey started out with,
Somebody came and was like, "Hey, let's get on the bus."
It wasn't even somebody. It was just like a kind of like a breadcrumb trail. Like at first, it's gonna sound a little bit like a conspiracy theory, like the way I tie it together. But it started off actually with me sorting clothes, and I was working with intuition because I watched the tarot reading, and they were like, "You need to you know, do some cleansing and whatever. You good with your intuition? Just, you know, feel clothes out. What needs to say, what needs to go, whatever." And I did it. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to see what that feels like. And I pick up a shirt, and I say, tell me, spirit, yes or no. And I would feel a difference. Like, yes felt like a kind of thump in my chest. And no was kind of just like hollow, kind of weird, wispy. And I was like, okay, let's get into it. And I was just doing laundry. I was just like, tell me yes, no, yes, no, yes. And that's my guidance. So that was the beginning of my intuition. And everything was only yes or no. I could only ask yes or no questions. And my heart basically would just like kind of jump out of my chest, and I would kind of get kind of zippy sounds or kind of feelings, I should say, that would kind of let me know, okay, hell yeah, or no, it's just echoes. This is like a pin drop where it's just like weird in my stomach, you know. But those are kind of like later sensations. But it started out as that, and again, back to the tarot readings. There's a lot of handoff of tarot readings, commercials, my own personal readings that I'm doing for myself, and you know, I think that's basically it. So we got a tarot reading that we're basically talking about, like, this. Everybody kept talking about travel. Me and my friend, I had a friend that was living with me. Friend living with me at the time, we would watch tarot frequently. It was kind of like us watching the news instead of actually watching the news. We would just do this because it was like, fuck that. You know, we in a pandemic. We was going to watch our tarot and mind our business, you know? And they kept talking about us going on this huge journey. We're going to travel. We're going to travel. We're going to travel. I was like, where? Where am I going? What are you guys talking about?
So is that what initiated
That's
the
initial
thought?
It's what got us on the mind. And then from there, you know, they kind of like hinted at some places, or I kind of see you doing this kind of journey. I can't get the words. It was like years ago. I don't know what they're exactly saying. But from there, it was like commercials. Commercials kind of like hinting at like little places and stuff that were lining up with the readings were saying. And then one commercial in specific was like talking about California, and it was talking about Mount Shasta. And they were talking about, you know, the spiritual place. You got to go here. And we were like, that's kind of interesting. Weren't they just talking about us going to the, you know, the coast or whatever, and us going to California? That's kind of interesting. You think that's what they're talking about? We're like, we don't know. But we you know, just kept getting those ads. We kept getting I think we started then getting like, you know, readings and stuff, and somebody did name drop Mount Shasta. Started talking about traveling to the chakra centers of like the place and there, and then we found out like, oh, that's the root chakra. My friend was like, bro, you think that's the universe trying to say like level 1? And I was like, bro, I was like, that's kind of cunty. I don't know, man. But you know, again, with that whole like yes no kind of thing, I was like, I don't know. Kind of like I would like kind of tap in like, spirit, is this what you're talking about? And I would like immediately, like, it's like they start like, here you go, you ready? You know, we're ready. You see what's going on? I was like, yeah. Is that what we're doing? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, for real? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. And I'm like, so we're actually like, yes, you're going to leave. I was like, okay, well, we're gonna leave. And they spit on a month, and I was like, they said we leave for a month now. They say June 20. Hold on, let me get the numbers right. And it's like literally like that, and it's like the yes, no, and they kind of like hot, warm, cold me to a kind of area, and I was like, they say that's when we're gonna leave, so I guess that's when we're gonna leave. And at the time, my mom was kind of pressing me because, you know, I got somebody living with me. I don't want to go to work. I'm talking about this entrepreneurship. I don't know anything about entrepreneurship. You know.
Was it like an escape?
It was as well. It was very much like, you know what, God, you right on
Get
time.
out. What are you going to do? Get out.
It's time to go on a little pilgrimage, y'all. Did it on them. You know what, Mom? I don't need this. We about to go. Actually, I'm about to go. And so I kind of did. I didn't even tell her where we were going. It was kind of weird. We were fighting and stuff. It was kind of like, I just felt like, this between me and God is my little manifestation. I'm about to just go, which is kind of fucked up because, you know, my mom is awesome. But at the time, I was mad at her. I was like, you know. But it just so happened that, you know, that unemployment money started rolling in around that time. And
Lord.
we was able to actually buy our equipment. It started like the time was rolling around. We was right on track, getting our camping gear and stuff, getting ready to really like do the math. You know, my friend, he was into survival and stuff. So he's like looking up what vitamins we need because we ain't about to be eating like that. What we need to be doing so we can have the right type of water jugs, all this stuff. Because he's like, we're about to be out here. Like, we're about to walk. Like, we're about to walk. And we just know, like, all we gotta do is take the first steps, and Spirit's gonna carry us along the way. I just wanna see, like, you gonna trust us like that? You gonna get out there and let us actually give us the chance to pick you up? You're gonna do it? We were like, actually, yeah. They've been super good to us thus far, because me and him been on a couple experience thus far. Y'all been on it. Let's see how far this can go, and that's what we did. And right before we left, another friend actually, like, they decided to leave their home. Like, it was super toxic, and they were like, friend, I'm coming over, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I was like, okay, girl, you know, I'm leaving this week. And she was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go stay somewhere, da-da-da-da. Didn't work out. So she was like, I'm gonna leave with you. And I was like, okay, girl, I got money right now, so I'm gonna get you some camping gear too, you know. So it was the three of us. It was like, all right, girl, let's get you some boots, some tents, you know, some waterproofing gear. We about to get the step in. And we did. And it was really fun. It was almost like we did a little Michigan tour before we left. Everyone was like, oh, I want to see you before you guys go. You about to go to California for real? You guys gonna go? Yeah. We out this bitch. Everybody's like, okay, hang out with me, smoke you out before you go. Okay, hang out with me. I want to see you guys. Good luck, all that stuff. But we did it, and once we were actually out on foot, it was kind of crazy and surreal. Like, we were walking. We were in the woods, tents, camping. We were in the river, cleaning the water. We were cleaning our clothes in the river, like baking soda, really getting into it. And it was, again, this experience of, okay, Spirit, it was very much like nomadic. What are we doing? Put the GPS. Okay. If we have to actually walk, it's gonna take us like 3 months, guys. You ready? This direction, go. Off the side of the highway, sleeping on the side of the highway, setting our tents up, talking to the cops in the morning. No, we okay. We on our way. You know, we wake up early and get on the road and keep walking. We traveling. We backpacking. Have our white friend talk to the popos so we can go ahead and get them off us real quick. You know, very much that.
Right, survival.
And yeah.
Definitely
Survival in all aspects.
Me and my black friend every morning, we in the tent like, oh, Sebastian, go talk to him. But yeah, and we ended up getting.
What was your like most dangerous experience?
That's what I'm exactly about to get into. There was this one day that we
Because
woke
everything
up.
sounds so scary to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was. The scary experience was one day. You know, the cops woke us up and it was kind of early, and you know we just. I guess we didn't want the pressure this day, so we just got up and moved. Usually we kind of like chill a little bit, make sure we get some protein in our body, try to stack up our nutrients, hydrate, and then we hit the road. Because, you know, we got these heavy-ass book bags on our back. This time we didn't. And we just started walking. And we kind of in like hillbilly land. Like, it's nothing but just like dirt. It's nothing but just grass. And we were just like walking, and the sun was beaming this day early in the morning. So we were just like so tired. We stopped for water once, had like I think a couple protein cookies. You know, we kind of like split them up because we try to like, you know, keep our, you know, our rations small or whatever. There was some construction workers, got some water. That was it though. And there was this long like hour where we did not have no water, and it was nothing but just like sun,
Yeah.
land, grass, nothing, not even no sidewalk. We're on a dirt road, just like walking, and it was hot in the bags and everything. And I remember we were just like looking on the map, like we got these jugs, but there's no stores, no nothing if we don't find a fresh water source. Like, we low-key out here dehydrated. I'm very thirsty. Everybody's talking to me. I'm talking to all of us. We're very tired. It was sweating. I don't know. We're taking breaks. Now we're like, stop taking breaks because we got to keep moving. We got to,
So how many hours would you guys walk a day? Like, what would be the minimum and what would be the maximum amount of time you guys would spend walking?
That is a good question. I want to say, thinking back on it now, I can't tell.
Was it typically like from sun up to sundown?
It was like that. Like, we would just be walking. Until it was like, okay, it's dark and we need to set up camp. Like, we would just keep going until, we found somewhere that we had a lot of coverage. So it's like, okay, nature's grounds. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with us. We can set up and actually chill and be here. Otherwise, it's just like, y'all a bunch of motherfuckers with backpacks. Y'all need to get up. Get away from my Walmart. Get away from my business. You're bad for business.
So typically, you'll go from sun up to sundown. That'll be anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, depending on the actual season. So y'all in the summertime?
Yeah, it was August.
So yeah, sundown, you looking at about a good 12 hours.
We would just go at it,
But you lost a lot of weight and you
I
look
did.
good.
Oh my god! I was eating my fruits when I could, drinking my water. Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but
yeah, it was definitely life changing for you. You definitely came back a different person.
Yeah, and it was actually. Let me expedite this real quick because it was really all of that was life changing in itself, but towards the end was really where it was like me and me, because all of this was a great trip that was with me and my friends. Towards the end, the last month that I was out there, I was by myself in San Diego, living on the beach with just me and my backpack and my portable charger. And my mom paid my phone bill, phoning in there. I remember when she called me one time, she was like, hey, what's going on? I was like, yeah, it's just me now. Everybody went back to Michigan. It's just me. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's, me and God, we cool though. I'm gonna be all right. I found a cave. I'm like, a cave? And I was like, yeah, Mom, it's cool though. Ain't nobody in here. It's nice and cozy. Like, don't worry. I set it up. I'm good. And she just be praying for me and check back in. But it was that era. Like, when I was sleeping in that cave by myself and, made it the first night.
It wasn't as fun anymore.
It wasn't as fun, but it actually still was because I'm delusional.
Well, no, actually, it gave you a deeper connection.
Yes.
With the divine.
Yes,
Yeah.
It was because I was so far removed from society at that point. So me being by myself and living on the beach and people looking at me, I didn't care. Like, I'm walking on the side road, people handing me apples. I'm like, oh my God, lunch. Thank you so much. Minding my business, going about my way. And, but when I was in that cave, I remember it was so surreal. Every night, looking at the moon, listening to the waves, going to bed, I had a system because, around 10 or whatever, it starts getting dark. Then around 11, 12, 1, it starts getting cold. Then it gets to like 3, 4, 5, that little crunch right before the sun comes up, it's the coldest. So I remember my first night, I had to figure out how I was going to, position myself. I don't got a bunch of blankets. I had like a throw blanket, a sleeping bag, and a pillow that I stole from a hotel, So I was just like kind of trying to figure out how to maneuver around, keeping my body temperature like regulated while also just like comfortable enough for me to fall asleep and wake up and like
So you guys didn't get hotel rooms certain nights or sometimes
we would. The hotels was really if we had to, needed to. Otherwise we was out there because why would we spend money? We need that money to eat. We need that money to do whatever we need, whatever. We was also still having fun. So we have a little bit of cash here and there,
Okay.
But I keep going off topic. What I'm trying to get is the significance of being alive. Sorry. That's what I was trying to get to because every single night going to bed, every single morning waking up and watching the sunrise and being like, damn, Lavender, you're still alive. I'm like, wow. I could have easily died. I could have not have food. I could not be hydrated. I could not even be in here. I could have been, I'm not supposed to be sleeping on this beach. Somebody could have found me in here and been like, get the fuck out, hobo. I could have been on my ass, but I'm really protected. I'm really, watched over, and I'm lucky. I'm serendipitous.
It's like actually building the confidence.
Yes.
That you was unaware of that you actually had.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm out here, and it's I'm taking the risk and I'm watching it, continuously pay off,
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's what had me like, whoa, okay, I can still do this.
I made it through the first night.
Yes. So once I made it through that,
So it was like
third
trial and
night,
errors.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was making friends on the beach. People see me, they vibing with me. Oh, what's going on? Oh, that's your story. Oh, here's some food. You want a doobie?
But like realistically though, because you in California, it's a different type of culture and different type of people. You just imagine you trying to do that in Michigan.
Yeah,
That would have been different.
If you on Belle Isle Beach.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? How ignorant motherfuckers would be, but
Yeah, that would
when
be
you
crazy.
actually in California, the culture is different, and you have more free spirited people that's out there.
Yeah, definitely.
So that helps into the survival of aspects of things. It's like the people around you, because like your typical message to all cultures, you treat others, you want others to treat you. You see it heavier in other areas than you do in other areas where it's a doggy dog world. You know what I'm saying? It's get downs, opportunists, this and that. But when you out there in Cali, and granted that Cali weed will actually induce different behaviors than others,
But Cali is beautiful. Like the people, my first time going to Cali, I was amazed how nice everybody was.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Coming from Michigan to Cali, it's like
my
so
first,
different.
Yeah, my first
Much
Cali
different.
experience was Santa Monica Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the vibe that was there was like, this that really Cali experience. Like everybody talked about, like that you watch on TV and watching movies. Like this some really Baywatch shit right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking out to the balcony and how there's yoga going over here. It's hippies over here. Then it's conservative people over here, but they're actually able to mesh and interact and actually have a good spirit amongst each other. And it's all these different walks of life, and they're actually respecting each other's walks of life. They're not judging each other, this and that. You might come from this area, you come from this area, but we're in Cali right now. We in Santa Monica Beach, we LA, and it's just a whole different vibe. So I was just like, okay, I could dig this Cali. Then we went to dispensary. I ain't no weed smoking, but I was like, I'm about to have this full Cali experience. Got me some cannabis and whatnot, just so I can relate.
Just how you know.
So I can relate with everybody else. Well, I just said cannabis because that's that name that just sticks out when you get to the dispensary. Cannabis this, cannabis this. You're no longer calling it weed. Calling it all this.
That creates the stigma. Weed. That's
So I noticed one person, Mr. Sherwin, he labeled it as an initiation.
Yes.
Yes,
Right. You went through it.
absolutely.
I mean,
I've gone through
you
many.
went
I'm
through
going through
an
one right now.
initiation.
Yes.
And so I wanted to know, did you bring your cards?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
well, let's see. I'm gonna let let me say this about myself. Now I'm a YouTube tarot watcher, right? And I don't mind because they're just general readings. There's no pressure. It's like, oh, okay, that resonated, don't resonate. Oh, she boring. Oh, she off the mark. She talking crazy. But I've never had anyone read me because I just don't. I don't know why, but I'm gonna let you read me right now.
You are. Your body. You are.
You don't want nobody to tell you about
nobody,
yourself.
No, I don't nobody know my secrets.
I'm proud of you.
Those are times she's proud of me.
I am proud of you.
She know how I feel about that. I don't do.
Why you so defensive for people to tell you about yourself?
It's not that.
Because she thinks she know everything.
Oh, tell them.
Hey, where that boom
That's her
go,
baby
man?
girl talking, y'all. So.
I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm just gonna get my reading and just mind my business.
It's too late.
Okay, so while you pull your cards out, I just want to, talk to our audience a little bit and give them a, kind of an overview of what spirituality is and then tarot, because we have a lot of people who are unaware of it. A lot of people are very judgmental about it too because they lack the knowledge of it, and a lot of people call crazy what they don't understand. So
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand that you can be holy and believe in God and be spiritual all in one.
Yes, you can. So with spirituality, it's all about the spirit. We all have spirits and we all have our own divine connection with God, source, the universe, Mother Nature, whatever you choose to or subscribe to call this higher power. So tarot is just a form of divination. It's used as a form to communicate with the divine by using cards and relaying messages. So it's truly just tapping into a higher frequency of messages within the person or the person that you're sitting with. And then these cards just reflect those messages. And intuitively, the reader will be able to decipher what is being said through your spirit guides, through God, through Mother Nature. Again, whatever you choose. So I'm going to go ahead and let Lavender do his reading for Tanisha.
And if we have time, we'll talk about the name change to Lavender and how that came about.
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful story, I think. Okay.
He did my reading before I did the trucking company.
Ah.
When was over to Tanita house?
Sure. You mind if I talk while you're doing it?
Of course.
Okay, so what he's doing, he's using the divination of smoke to clear the space, clear the energy on the cards, as well as the space where he will lay his cards at. It's very powerful for people to do so. The ancestors love to speak through smoke. So just wanted to let you know what he was doing. He has this crystal set up here, to amplify the energy.
Is it a specific type of smoke?
No, it really could be. Let me not speak. For me, it doesn't matter. If you, like, traditionally want to connect to the ancestors to be as respectful and honorable as someone as a beginner, they give me some leeway. You would go ahead and use tobacco smoke. That is what they like. But, or just really your breath. I just personally connect to the visual smoke, and using any smoke, they don't really be too much on me about that. But yeah, they do like tobacco, and I do actually go ahead and smoke, real tobacco for them from time to time.
And as Sherwin said, sacred space is made before a divination, and that's exactly what he just did. Ashe, thank you, Sherwin.
Clear.
What stones are those? What crystals?
I have my amethyst to help me tap in and tune in to my intuition and help me get a clearer message, easily tap into the more etheric, akashic, higher frequencies. And then I have my selenite as just like a full purifying, like a holy benevolent energy generator. Clear. So as I'm going ahead and clearing out my deck, Cousin Nish, you go ahead and relax, breathe, ground, baby, ground. It's okay. Renew. And you go ahead and also set the intention to kind of call in your spiritual council, your ancestors who you want present with you. If you have any angelic beings or saints or anything that you work with, call them forward and let them know that you open for this reading, that you open to receive guidance and information, wisdom, activations, that revelations that you may need at this time. Whatever healing, light, word that you need at this time, you go ahead and set that intention, and I'm going to set the intention to go ahead, piggyback, rendezvous, and get the messages that you need. Okay? Fresh energy. Ooh. Just taking a look, because they will start real quick on you sometimes. Fresh energy.
They jumping out for me.
Yeah, fresh energy. Fresh energy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the same, calling my guides and things, which I would do privately to myself.
I return all evil eyes in this space. Return to sender. Peace.
Ashe. Okay. Alright, Spirit. Let's go ahead and get into advice and messages, they kind of got an attitude with you. They kind of got an attitude with you. They, okay. Wow. Oh my gosh, girl, they about to read you real quick. They are happy with your advancement, but they're saying slow down, my love, because you have a little bit of spiritual bypassing. It's causing fog and haze, which is not, uncommon within our community. It's very easy for us, kind of get lost in all the new things that we're getting. And it's like they just want you to mellow out and ground. It's like they're not giving me specifics, probably because they don't want to reach on the internet, which maybe they will when I actually start pulling cards. But right now what they're saying is like watch yourself on mania or mania. Like watch yourself on just becoming too stimulated or too far gone with these new sensations and like energies that are coming up through you, because they're coming through you and you are like kind of chasing them down. And it's okay to travel down a rabbit hole, but you kind of like it's time to come home and you need to chill. You need to chill just a little bit, because it's creating this kind of like whirlpool. It's like you're already shifting and changing, but you're also like, ooh, this, and this, and it's causing more ripples and stuff, and now you can't see. And it's like, okay, slow down now. Now go ahead. That's what they're kind of getting at. Right? Boom, boom, bam is what they're saying. Period. Okay, Spirit, let's go ahead and get into this. And they also said you need to rest. Yeah. You need to rest. Damn, cousin, you need to rest. It's like, not, they're like kind of, it's like, that mask, the theatrical mask, it's just like the sad. It's very much like, oh, you need to rest. Like, girl, you're tired. You need to rest. You need to take a breath. It's a lot to do about relief. A lot to do about just like you at this tightness. I just feel like this pressure. I almost said intense, but it's more so pressure. And so they want you to just like kind of mellow out and loosen your attachment in some ways. I'm going to go ahead and pull cards because it's getting too generic for me. So, okay, Spirit, let's go ahead and clarify these messages for Nis. Ooh, what do we need to know right now? What does she need to be aware of? What do we need to focus on and highlight at this time? It's just talking about slowing down, and we have the 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, Hierophant. Okay, let's look at this. I'm gonna set these up before I start talking. Yeah. Okay, Spirit. So you got the Fool, you got the 4 of Wands, you got the 5 of Swords, the 2 of Wands, and then you have the Page of Cups. Over here, as an additional message, we also have the Chariot with the Knight of Swords. Our back of the deck energy, which kind of has its own message, which I'm going to hold off on, but the top card, which is influencing the rest of this, is the 7 of Pentacles, which is again talking about that patience, talking about that waiting for your harvest to come in, allowing the cycles to complete, allowing the fruits to come to fruition. So I see someone going on an epic freaking journey, and Spirit is saying that you're very safeguarded. With this 4 of Pentacles, it very much feels like an ancestral, like, okay, coming to put my boo on, go and get her ready. Now she's ready and going through this cycle, like, kind of like, I feel like this is what they're talking. I feel like they are still talking about the spiritual journey of yours. Like this, your kind of awakening of like, okay, she's going ahead and she's jumping off of that ledge, and we're going to make sure that she's good, and, she's well, but I kind of see this energy here, which then starts moving for me more into your internal self. Oh yeah, because see, well, now we're starting to go into your demons. With the Five of Swords, I feel like these are your own, they're saying anguish, your own thoughts. And then this Two of Wands to me is screaming of like past childhood traumas, like coming back and echoing and echoing and echoing. And it's like resisting change, resisting, what is the change that they're resisting? This is the Page of Pentacles. Right, because I was going to say resisting the patience, resisting the slowness of it all, the groundedness of it. It's not the groundedness, yeah. I feel like it's something to do with just like the timing or the pressure and intensity, or maybe it's the expectation of your journey of what's going on here. I'm going to have them start clarifying this card so I can really get more. But then with this also, this Page of Cups over here, I feel like they're telling, I feel like they're telling you don't get ahead of yourself, and remember that at the end of the day you're still like in this frame of mind of like still God's child. So with that mindset, bring yourself to that operating system. You know, we get a lot ahead of ourselves of like, even though I'm starting this new journey, I'm supposed to, be doing this and doing this and doing that, and it's like, no, you need to learn. So allow yourself to be in a learning state and to relearn how to love, relearn how to, even process your emotions. Like this, you got a new operating system. It's this newness that you're needing to take your time with, instead of like immediately, boom, this is the new thing that we're doing, and now I'm ready and I'm running in this. And it's like, no, you're not. You are training in this. So allow yourself to train before you will just jump into what's happening. Because even with this Chariot, see, we got this Chariot over here, and then we got the Knight of Swords. So it's like the Chariot for me is the universe propelling you forward. It's the universe bringing change. It's like this momentum. The Knight of Swords is also you doing the same thing. And it's like, that's what I was just talking about. You're already going through this huge transformation, and then you're also doing all this stuff which is clashing. It's like, y'all, it's 80-20. You sit here and you do this little bit, God's going to take care of the rest. You need to make room for that because you're getting in your own way. Yeah. I actually don't think I need to clarify. Now I'm starting to get that message together. Are there additional things here? There are. They want me to slow down. Let me breathe. Let me get some water here. Okay. Spirit, are you ready for additional messages? It's more so advice moving forward. More so advice moving forward. Period. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yes! Okay. So, advice for you moving forward. When you think you know something, you do. That does not mean you need to move. Sometimes you know something and you're aware of something, you keep your mouth closed. Sometimes you are aware of something to be observed and to be the perspective, but not to necessarily be the moment of action and change. Okay, sometimes we just need a witness. Okay, sometimes we just need an awareness. Sometimes we just need a seed that's gonna grow inside you, and not necessarily a wave, in the ocean. So they're kind of telling you to what's that song? I don't know what the song is, don't matter, but the chorus that they kept bringing to is focus on you. I forget what song they're playing in my head right now, but yes, it's focus on you, of like, you're going to be aware and getting these revelations and these activations, and you're meant to sit on it, and the inspired action that you're taking is consistent. It's consistent is the best way that I can say. And every challenge that you experience on your way is meant. So it's not like, I don't know how to, I feel like maybe I'm trying to give you too much, and that's why I'm jumping over my tongue. But what God is saying is, like, in simple terms, as you usually will hear, is that these challenges are meant for you. Like, it's not something that's happening to you, something that's happening for you. It's very much like this is emphasis on that initiation point. And that's important because that's been mirrored back to me a lot. That's why I say I'm in initiation right now. I've been tested a lot. And so you have this Five of Wands, you have this this conflicting energy, this I don't know. It's feeling catty, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be argumentative. But it just that's the Five of Wands type of energy. But it's very much like you're being tested, and each one is just a notch on your belt, and each one is just like another engraving into your I don't know, some type of artistry, whatever you got to engrave. That's what they're kind of just saying. But overall is, I don't want to get too cliche, but understand what doesn't get you makes you stronger, type of things. But when you know something, and they want you to focus on that, because that was very much important coming out. Ace of Swords, King of Swords. You know something and you sit on it. The King of Swords is aware he's in control. The Queen of Swords is the one that's like, oh, bitch, I know, she cut your ass up with her words. The King of Swords is the one who's like, he's not going to say anything. But when he does decide to move, he's still not saying nothing. He just moves. And that's why it's like, okay, awareness, clarity, Ace of Swords, King of Swords. Okay, sitting with that, contemplating, integrating the information that just came to me. All right, now I know what to do. Eight of Pentacles, getting it together. Practicality, building my rocks up into, Five of Wands, facing my challenges on the way. King of Pentacles, sitting on my throne.
Yes.
With the, forgot about the Strength card on the back. Okay, so very much like you got this. You just need to chill and not get caught up in the tide and get into. You can handle the marathon. Don't get lazy. Don't get tired. I know we want to ease your life, but this is what's for you, soul. So you go ahead and focus on you, because you also have a. Damn, girl, they so proud of you. You good. You need to just do this, girl. Whatever your trial and your test is, the spirits is on your side, because you also got the Wheel of Fortune. That's this huge shift. There's a lot of serendipity, spiritual, fated change that's happening for you. Three of Cups is celebration. That's your spirit guys talking about celebrating on this end. You going ahead celebrating with your family, friends, community, and on that end, spiritual cloud. And then finishing up, they also got you. Finishing up, you got the Six of Wands, which is success, and the Emperor. Back to this king status. A lot of control. A lot of okay. Because I feel like maybe you did have a lot of feminine energy, and now this your masculine saying okay, I know we went a lot with the flow, and that's maybe where that mania was coming from. Because the feminine can kind of drive you outside of your groundedness, around your structure, and so your masculine is coming back and kind of hankering down and being all right. Kind of just taking it a step at a time instead of the waves, not everything right now. Hold on. That's why I get a lot of, they were emphasizing hesitation. It's a lot of hold, rest, breathe before, then move, kind of going after. But this is the stability. Structure and being grounded is the emphasis here. You're good, but they want you to pull back, relax, be more grounded, be more confident, and I don't know if you have a problem with feeling like you're safe or feeling like you had to move to ensure your safety, and that's back to that structure. But it's saying that's honestly wounded masculine. The wounded masculine is the one who's always on guard. Is the one who's always doing something. It's always who's ready and looking around. A true masculine is I don't really have to get ready, because I'm chill. I'm powerful and strong. Whatever, regardless of what's happening around me. I'm ready, but I don't have to always be on look to be ready, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's it. Spirit, that's definitely it. They're good.
Okay.
I mean, you were kind of nodding your head, so you look like everything was kind of resonating to you. I thank you, Spirit. Thank
really
you so
resonated,
much.
and from top to bottom, because I know right off the rip, I've just been feeling really constricted and a lot of pressure, and even just to be a little more personal than I usually am. My blood pressure been really high, for days, and I have a monitor at home, so I'm always checking it, and I'm like, how can I get it? So I'm doing all kind of stuff at home, trying to get my pressure down, and it's just because I'm just that anxious to do something. You know what I mean? It's if I'm sitting still, I feel like because I just I'm changing jobs. I left my job.
Oh wow!
So and that's been about two weeks, and at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna chill till October. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna rest. But now it's I'm back on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always on it. And I still haven't took time to really rest and just have that peace and ground myself before starting a new project. Essentially, once something close out, I kind of need to let all that energy dissipate, and before I start something else, anything like even like a relationship, when you close one out, you can just go into another one.
Right.
So that's where I find myself right now. And as far as the wounded masculine, I'm gonna have to dig into that, because I sincerely have that a lot. I mean, I was gonna talk to you about feminine energy too, but I have so much divine feminine energy that I really don't give space for masculine energy. Even though sometimes it come across like, niche is niche is hardcore, but really I'm not. I'm just that my intense energy is more so like a big mama energy. Right. It's not a grandpa energy.
Yeah, it's like
still
chrome,
like a big
like
mama
dark
energy.
Feminine energy.
Yeah. It's still so. I know I really do need to do more with my get in touch with my masculine energy. And I think we've been talked about that. Me had mentioned that a few times on the shows, how I don't really tap into my masculine energy.
Yeah.
And that with that comes boundaries. It comes speaking up. It comes that throat chakra. It comes all that kind of stuff that I don't really like you said, you're skipping past some stuff, right? It's stuff I skip past. It's like, oh, I'm good, I'm spiritual, but yet
balance.
I'm not here, I'm just bypassing those things. So it totally resonated with me. Absolutely.
Yes, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes.
I'm so happy they were quick with like the intuitive message. I love a good intuitive message before I even pull the cards. Usually I remember when I was starting to read cards, I didn't always have those messages before the cards were out, and I started hearing about more people of color, those tarot readings, and they're like, real tarot readers, how we traditionally do it. We don't need those cards. Real readings, if they read you before the cards is pulled. The cards is for confirmation. They don't give you the message, type of thing. So when I was hearing about that, I was almost discouraged, because I had never really given a message without my cards, and now I remember the first time I had grabbed somebody had asked me for a reading when I wasn't, with my cards, and I was feeling froggy that day, and I was like, give me your hand. Just touch me. And I read them so hard, I scared myself. I was like, dang. They're like, how'd you know that? And I was like, yeah, you should tell your girlfriend. She's like, I know I love her, but I don't know that he was cheating on her. And I was like, dang, I done seen too much. Look on my hand, sir.
Yeah, so, Mark, how we doing on time? Few minutes? 4 minutes?
Okay.
So with those 4 minutes, let me see. Also, do you have anything to add to the reading? I see you can see the cards, so I couldn't see.
So for me, the card that stood out the most was the Eight of Pentacles for you, and that's the card of like building.
Yeah.
So the Eight of Pentacles went into the Ten of Pentacles at the end. And I wanted to ask you if I could touch your card to pick it up for you, but you can show her. So with the Eight of Pentacles, as you can see, he's building. He has pentacles already set up, but he's still in the process of creating. So like this is your stepping stone. Like taking the information that you learn and then using it as building blocks to make it to this destination. So that's the main thing that stood out to me. Like you're receiving information, you're getting it all, but it's for you to hold on to and then to fully cultivate. And then you will make it to that grandness, but using your strength, standing, being courageous, still doing it. But like you said, the patience, just like waiting it out.
That was a really good reading.
Yeah, that was very great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Are you tapped into this community here in Detroit, or who do you fellowship with?
Nah, I've really been a solo practitioner since like ever, because I just never was out and about. I was always like a homebody and stuff like that. So I would, hang out with my friends, but I didn't really go out there. But no, I mean, I'm open to connect. I did bring my business card. I think it's in my wallet.
Yeah, because Osa does readings at More Herbs. So I'd love you guys to get together.
Let me connect, because I mean, I also, I'm working on buying me a car right now, and that's when I'm gonna be more involved and be able to like go out and sightsee. I think that's what it is. I'm just not aware of what's out there, so I'm not connected to it either.
Oh well, yes, it's a whole community of people that are like-minded and just like you that you can connect with and develop with.
Awesome.
So
yes, I feel like that was part of my pilgrimage. I kind of like left. I was like, where are my people at? I don't know where nobody at like this in Michigan. And I went to my pilgrimage, and at one point ended up in New Jersey, and there was all these vegans and hippies and ecstatic dances. I was like, oh, okay, look at me eat my vegan pizza. Y'all don't got this in Michigan. Where's that?
They have it.
They do
right
now.
Right in Highland Park.
Literally, now I know. In 2020, I didn't know nothing, but now it's all here. So it's kind of weird for me to really feel like I had to run away from Detroit and Michigan to find what I was looking for, and now it's just Bossman right here. I just, I didn't see it. I was really, bound and veiled by my own trauma of the, growing up in Detroit and what I thought, was out there and what I had accessible to, because I felt like a lot of my community wasn't, fucking with me, because I was very alternative growing up. So I kind of went with the whole DPS bullying thing, and then went out to the suburbs and was like, all right, this is kind of where I gotta just chill.
Understood.
Yeah.
So yeah,
somebody's begging you to read, Mark.
What? What's funny? What I like about channeling is my spirit guides are very funny and they're very interactive, and so like that's why my mom loves when I be channeling too. Sometimes it's funny. I'll be channeling the ancestors. One time my grannies was getting into it. It's funny watching ghosts arguing about the living. So I'm like, yeah, granny said this, da da da, and they going back and forth about information I wouldn't know, but I'm like, kind of channeling or whatever. Anyways. Mark, they made a funny face in my mind's eye when it was like talking about, kind of reading. It's kind of almost like this, but it's very much like, oh, I want me to read Mark. Very much like, oh, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it.
Yeah, it's a couple of battles going on right now.
It's all love. It's all love.
We'll definitely have you back. I know you took time away from work this evening. We really appreciate it.
And that was so nice.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lavender the Mole.
Yes,
right?
give your social media handle.
Help me.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know what you were saying, girl. My fault. Yes.
I want you to put your contact information out there.
Let me look at it. Make sure I'm reading it right. But yes, everybody, I'm Lavender Emole. Yes, and that's actually a Yoruba word. It means everlasting light. That's what it is. It's about illumination. And yeah. So you guys can find me on Instagram at lavenders.light. You can find me on TikTok, lavenders.light888, and that's really where I be, just on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm also Lavender Emole, that's IMOLE, on Facebook. So you can look me up. I'll be posting, here and there. I will admit sometimes I disappear from social media because a lot of times Spirit will isolate me and I'll be upgrading again and I'll be back into another cycle, another initiation. So I'm not posting on social media because I'm very protective about my journey and I'm kind of moving silence. Not to be one of those pick-me's that's like, oh, I don't tell nobody what I'm doing. But Spirit really checked me at one point and was like, you talk too much. And I was like, damn, okay. Let me be quiet. Like, my friends are used to me being like, oh, so... Oh, I actually can't tell you that. They're like, what? And I was like, no, my guys just told me to stop talking. And I was like, okay.
They will do that.
Yeah. And they respect me. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for sharing your journey with us and your gifts.
Yeah. I'm happy to finally put it out there, They've been telling me I'm going to have to tell my story, and I've been scared. But my story is nice. So.
Yeah. It's a true shaman story.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. You think so for real?
Absolutely.
Was it the cave? Was it the cave?
Oh, that's
the cave.
That's too. It's just the process of rebirth. Like, you allowed yourself to go through ego death.
Yeah.
By doing so, you release everything on a physical to truly tap into spirit.
And I didn't even, talk about the recreational stuff, but that's all, experience. A lot of people get into this and this, psychedelics and all that types of stuff. And even though, I did experience those as well, those weren't the core, pieces or what. Those weren't the core pieces of what changed me, but
he's never done shrooms. He has, but in a party setting, he hasn't had a.
I've never
never did the heroic dose.
Yeah, no, but I did. I was doing acid. Oh my god.
Oh, I need 7 before I leave, Mark.
What was that?
She needs 7 rounds. Oh, he spoke about the journey too. I don't know if you peeped that in his reading.
Oh, really? What did he say?
He mentioned that you were about to go on a journey and how you were protected and you have your spirit guides all around you.
Yes.
And they're about to walk you into another
yes,
process.
because
She's gonna take a trip tonight.
I'm taking a trip tonight.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Because you know what, keep going, and you need there's just lots of back into that relaxing. Because what I don't know if you picked up on the cards, because I wasn't explaining every meaning of the cards. There was a lot of like this energy. Like there would be like a card of like strength.
The ancestors love me, but I just don't know what to do with it.
That'd be me too.
7 grams tonight.
Damn, girl.
Yes, and I am sitting as her gatekeeper.
Period. Well, I need to go ahead and set me up a session. Oh my gosh.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh Lord, it's been a minute. I mean, I'm not gonna say it shouldn't be that hard. My thing with mushrooms, I don't like my stomach hurting, so I never really got into it. But I did do acid.
They make your stomach hurt?
Sometimes, yeah.
It depends. In high dose forms, it goes through a process of purging.
It might make you shit.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, when they take their mushrooms, they be like, oh, it's time for my poop.
And something else you mentioned was my childhood trauma. Mm-hmm. That was key. That was key.
Yeah, I felt like that tied into the agitation of not sitting still and like very much like I need to be doing something. I'm like, oh, come on now, Nita, stop, stop, sit down, please stop doing stuff. Get off the rat wheel, the hamster wheel. We'll be there tomorrow. Clock out.
Yeah, they all have that bad.
So we thank you so much for tuning in tonight. OC, you want to close us out?
Well, yes. Again, it was such a pleasure to have you here. Where we've talked about your journey, the process of going through your spiritual awakening and tapping it into your gifts, becoming a divine being or a conduit of spirit, to channel messages, which is such a beautiful and blessed gift, to be able to tap into higher states of consciousness and relay messages, to be used as a vessel to do so. So thank you for coming in and sharing your gifts. And this is Tap In Talk signing out. Peace.
Peace, peace.
Good night and good day, y'all.
Bye.
Warning. You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile